originally, I was not going to have a Q&A this soon after New Year's because we had the Christmas Q&A sort of really recently. But I am having somewhat of a cold today, so I thought that we could have a Q&A video to have this sort of casual talking video. And yeah, let's just get started! Let's start off on Instagram, and the first question is, are you ever thinking of buying a 7 or 8 string guitar? And I have talked about this fairly recently, that I was thinking about getting a 7-string guitar, but as for now I am not too happy with how this actually is to play on, the LTD that I have, and that is a completely personal preference because it's a really good guitar. So don't get me wrong, it's a really good guitar, but I personally don't like the shape. And since I'm sort of wanting to replace this or so, my next guitar is actually going to be a 6-string instead of 7-string. But I would consider getting a 7-string, but not right now. And the next question is sort of related, because that is, what is the best guitar that you have ever played? And the best guitar that I have ever played is actually this one. Give me a second. This guitar is the best guitar that I have ever played, and it's so pretty and it's so good, and I just love it so much. So the next question is actually a really asked question, and it comes in a lot of different variations or so I might answer this quite a few times. But either way, how did you progress while playing guitar? I've been playing for a year and seem to be stuck with learning new things. I think that the trick when you are learning a new instrument, regardless of that being guitar or drums or anything, I have really strong beliefs that if you are learning many songs, you're actually developing your playing skills as well as you are building your repertoire of how many songs you actually know how to play. And I think that if you make some playlists on Spotify or on iTunes or wherever you listen to music, if you make some playlist of different songs that you actually like to listen to, you have really great material to actually spend time on learning, because learning new things will take time regardless of what you are learning. If you are learning it properly, it will most likely take you some time, and the good thing to do then is to find material that you actually bother taking the time with. And if you like the song, you are more likely to actually be willing to spend this amount of time on learning. So yeah. What was your reaction to The Last of Us 2 being announced? I'm super pumped for it. Oh my god, The Last of Us 2. I was not surprised really, and I don't know why, because they didn't like officially announce it until the, of course, announcement. But I had this feeling quite early actually, especially by the way that The Last of Us 1 ended, and I'm not going to say any spoilers, so that's okay. But the way the first game ended was like, they are playing up to actually be able at least to make a sort of continuation of this story. And with the DLC, they sort of confirmed that they liked actually spending time on the project. So I was not surprised, but I was so excited! I am super duper excited. And zombie games are actually freaking me out, like big time. But I mean, it's The Last of Us, you can't not play it. I am so excited, oh my god. And the trailer looks so cool, like, oh my god. I was just sitting there like, what is this? Oh my god. And yeah, it's awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so insanely excited. I loved The Last of Us 1, and I love the DLC, but the main game was my favorite one. And Ellie is such a badass character, but oh my god, Joel is one. You don't mess with people like Joel. Oh my god, it's so cool, so cool. I was really excited, really excited. If you could only choose one to play for the rest of your life, what would it be? Guitar or video games? Guitar playing, no questions asked. I can't give up guitar playing no matter what. I really love playing video games, but I mean, it's after all guitar, that's sort of the competition, and when it comes to guitar playing, it just, nothing really matches up to that for me, so guitar playing. So here's a long question, so brace yourself for reading. Hi, I love your videos. I've got a question. I also play guitar, but I can only play rhythm, but I want to switch to lead as well. Are there some exercises or songs that I can play to improve lead guitar quickly? And the last word there is kind of what makes this question critical or so, because learning lead guitar quickly is really difficult, because if you could learn like good lead guitar quickly, then pretty much anyone would be a sort of talented guitarist. It takes a lot of time, I am sorry to say, but if you are to learn something, as I said, properly or so, it will take time. But the thing is that the things that you are learning on your way to being the way that you want to be, if you are on, let's just put numbers on it to make it easy. If you are on level 1 now and you want to be on level 10, it doesn't have to be boring all the way from 1 to 10. It can actually be really fun stuff that you are learning, which is, for example, your favorite songs, which improved so much for me. Once I actually learned to tune my guitar to drop D and learn to play some Avenged Sevenfold songs, things really started to kick off for me. And in the beginning I learned most the rhythm parts, because it is, in fact, very often the easiest thing to do. But there are easier parts that are actually lead parts in different songs as well, and something I learned really early in terms of lead guitar playing is the intro to Sweet Child of Mine. It's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. It works. It works. If someone were to visit Norway, where would you recommend to visit? There is this program that is going on TV right now, which is sort of people being sent back in time. Not like legit time travel, we don't have that here in Norway. But where you are living as they were in 1537, I think. And that is filmed actually in Trondheim, which has Nidarosdomen, and that is one badass building. Oh my god, I want to visit there so bad. And when they started sending this program, I was like, I need to see this building. I will put a picture right here of this building that I'm talking about, and man, oh man, can you believe this building? It's sick, bro. But yeah, I would recommend Trondheim, but also Oslo and Bergen and Kristiansand. Kristiansand has the Dyrepark, which is the zoo in Norway, or biggest zoo or so. That is awesome. I have been there before, and there are white foxes there. What? And there are, I think there are bears, but I didn't see one. And they have elks, and they have wolves, and they have just everything. And they have reptiles like snakes and so, and they have everything for everyone. They have like these Timon and Pumbaa sort of animals. Oh, they are so cute. They have everything. It's so cool. So there are a lot of nice places to visit in Norway, but if I were to recommend something, I would try to look at the bigger cities, so Oslo and Kristiansand and Trondheim and Bergen and those sort of cities, because you have these really small towns as well in Norway, but yeah, Norway is just beautiful either way, and it might seem really like patriotic of me, but Norway is one pretty country. Oh my god, it's so nice here, like for reals. I'll post some pictures here. Norway! Oh, it's so pretty! And yeah, it's so nice. So we are now on Twitter, and the first question is, what is one song that you're 100% determined to play? Like, that's your goal as a guitarist to play. I really want to learn Exist by Avenged Sevenfold, which is such a cool song. Oh my god. So what is your favorite song from the new album of Avenged Sevenfold? Continue your videos, you always make me smile. Thank you. And okay, favorite song from the new album. That is so difficult, because then again in Exist you have this badass guitar playing challenge, and Sunny Disposition was so incredibly cool when they played it live. It's a really cool song in itself, but when they played it live it was like so nice. And Higher, the tapping part in the chorus, is so cool. I think I might have to say either Creating God or Exist or Simulation or The Stage. Oh my god, I can't decide, man. As for right now, this very moment, I would say Exist. Probably because I just talked about it, but yeah, Exist. Next question, you prefer to play songs with more speed and different techniques, or slow and more melodic songs? That is actually a really difficult question, and I think it depends on the song, because it is the combination, I think, is the most fun part. Because if you just have like kind of guitar solo, it's sort of messy, not messy in the terms of messy, but it's no stops and no kind of communication directly in the solo. But when you have it more slow, or if you have a long note that you are bending or so, you are sort of expressing much more. But then again, you practice guitar for many years, and then it becomes no secret that it is fun to actually be able to play fast, but it is actually quite fun to be able to express as well with the instrument. So it's a really nice mix of both. We are now on Facebook, and first question, what was the hardest song to learn, or is there one you never quite figured out all the way? Save Me and Exist. I have never quite figured those out. I am still working on Save Me, and I have started working on Exist, so we'll get there, no worries, we'll get there, but just in time. And also Time and Time Again. Oh my god, that was the hardest song to learn, because if I were to say the hardest song that I actually have learned from start to finish, Time and Time Again by Andy James is a man beast. Oh my god. So yeah. And also Flight of Icarus. I'm working on Flight of Icarus, but not working in terms of moving on, but I use that as a warming up exercise every time I play. So yeah. Next question, have you finally got any more missions on Fallout 4 yet? This is probably referring to the Instagram post that Preston actually stopped giving me missions, and I freaked out because I thought I broke the game, because my brother is such against Preston, because he just keeps on giving you missions no matter what, except on my playthrough. And I think, I don't know what's wrong, I don't know what I did, but he just will not give me missions. When I go over to him and talk to him, he's like, what do you need? I'm like, I need a mission, I need something to do. And he's like, I don't know, I don't have anything for you. So yeah, no, he's not giving me any more missions. Keeping on the sort of video game note, what is your favorite race and play style in Skyrim? Also, I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. My favorite race to play as in Skyrim was first Wood Elf, because of the sneakiness and such. But then I figured out that the sneakiness is something that all the races or classes or so could learn. So then I started playing as a Nord because the 50% frost resistance is so nice, especially since there are frost dragons and just general dragons with frost breath and so. You are getting somewhat like invincible when you are fighting frost things. And if you are actually completing to be a vampire lord, which gives you like 50% more frost resistance, you are actually immune to frost as a vampire lord if you are a Nord. And you can then start to discuss if actually being a Nord and a vampire lord is actually the best combination actually of being a vampire lord in Skyrim because of this immunity. But I don't know. And the way I'm playing is super sneaky, like super sneaky. I can be in a cave for like 2 hours because if I'm shooting an arrow or casting magic or whatever I'm doing, and they like sort of see me, I wait until they don't see me again. And if I were to actually start a gaming channel, it would be like 3 hours of me just being in one cave, just being like, oh, I hope you don't see me. So yeah. So that was the questions that we are going to have this time. Thank you so much for all the questions, and yeah, I'll see you on Sunday.